Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Crafty Beer Reviews. Today I will be reviewing Hoppin Barrel Aged B.O.R.I.S. B.O.R.I.S is an acronym that stands for Bodacious Oatmeal Russian Imperial Stout. Now if that's not a badass name, I don't know what is. I have had the regular B.O.R.I.S quite a few times because the brewery is only like 45 minutes away from me, but this is the first time I'm going to be trying the barrel aged version, so I'm really excited to try it. Let's go ahead and crack into it. I also want to give a special shout out to DJ. He requested that I do this beer review, and I'm sure many of you know him from his YouTube channel, DJ's BrewTube, where he does a bunch of lot of kick-ass beer reviews and some on-location videos as well. So, if you haven't checked out his stuff, definitely do so. I'm going to post a link to his channel in the description. Alrighty, so you want to serve this at about 55 degrees, and this is 9.4% ABV, which is actually the same ABV as the regular version, so I'm assuming they're using pretty dry barrels for this. Man, that's pouring out, looks like motor oil. Looks exactly like motor oil. Nope, no head. Okay. I tried. Alright. So that is midnight pitch black. There is no head, a tiny little bit of like a really dark tan lacing. Looks awesome. Let's go ahead and take our first sniff. Oh wow, right off the bat, there's a ton of dark fruit. There's like plums, raisins, figs. Decent amount of vanilla and oaky characteristics. Definitely smell the whiskey notes. Good deal of like a really dark chocolate, some coffee notes, a lot of roasty notes. Like almost like a burnt or a charred type of malt note. Wow, yeah, this smells fantastic. Let's go ahead and take our first sip. Holy shit. That is complex. I'll tell you what. Right off the bat, there is a ton of really dark roasted coffee, a lot of dark chocolate. Right after that, decent amount of vanilla, a lot of like oaky tannins, really nice notes in there, and then that goes into some really dark fruit notes. Yeah. You get plums, figs, raisins, almost like a very slight type of like a cherry note in there. Really good. You can smell the alcohol. You can kind of taste it. It's not too prominent in the taste. I mean, it's boozy, but it's not overpowering. It kind of fits a style. But damn, there is a lot of warming as this one goes down for sure. Oh wow, yeah. The body, as you consume, full. It has a really creamy, rich mouthfeel. Just really thick. This is a really heavy beer, but wow, yeah, this is a major sipper. It just has all these great stout notes from the regular one, but then it adds a bunch of dark fruit that you really don't get that much of in the regular B.O.R.I.S. And then it also has the added kind of sweetness coming from the vanilla. It has the oaky notes in there. Ties it all together really well. This is great stuff. Wow. Alright, guys. For rating, I'm going with a 4.9. Now, I think this is pretty close to being perfect. The one thing that I would say is for 9.4%, I do think it's a little overly boozy because I've had Imperial, like barrel-aged Imperial stouts that are at least 2 whole percentage points above this that don't have quite the amount of alcohol in there. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, just saying it could be a little bit more concealed in my opinion. That being said, this is a fantastic Imperial Stout. It's got a lot of dark roasted malt, almost like a burnt note. There's a lot of the dark chocolate, dark roasted coffee. It has the vanilla, the oakiness. You know, it has the dark fruit notes like plums, figs, raisins, a little bit of like a cherry note in there. Just drinks really, really well. Extremely tasty. And it's not too expensive. I think it was $15 for the bomber. So not overly pricey, but not extremely cheap either. That being said, if you can get your hands on one of these, I would say definitely do that because this is well worth giving a try. And DJ, thank you very much for requesting this beer because I've seen it on store shelves, but I've never picked it up until now. But yeah, that does it for this beer review, guys. And remember, if you want to see any particular beer reviewed, just leave me a comment and I will try and get to that. All right, I'm gonna get back to sipping on this beer, and I hope whatever you're doing involves good craft beer. See ya.